Good morning, cousin. I got no gas in the tank today. Like none. And that's okay. And usually if I have a day like this where I don't have anything, I will be a good advocate for my body and ask one of the other unbound witches to do this divination ceremony for the community. And that's always an option, right? But it felt important to just like show up anyway because it feels like it's important for you to see that enlightened and advanced in your magical practice does not mean that you are able-bodied. That doesn't mean that you have that, and if you are not able-bodied, that doesn't mean that you are not divinely favored. That is some ableist hogwash that you've been fed most of your life. God doesn't, or the gods, the universe, uh, doesn't like, there is no ideal, there is no perfection. And in fact, my body is the way that it is so that I can do the work that I do. Being just talking about hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Yes, very painful. Yes, very uncomfortable. Yes, presents a lot of challenges, especially if you are someone who is being forced to participate in the big cappy pappy. Something like hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a fucking nightmare. But I don't participate in the big cappy pappy like that. Uh, and I have done the training, and I know that what this is, it means I have sticky fascia. And my fascia being sticky like that makes me a human antenna. I can feel a storm coming on. I can feel the subtle shifts in the environment around me. It makes me an excellent oracle. If I didn't have what is called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I wouldn't be able to be that sensitive. Like, I wouldn't be able to pick up on it, right? So, the science of, like, doesn't add up for anyway, if I were able-bodied or what, the big cappy pappy considers able-bodied, I would not be as badass as I am, and that deserves some attention, you know? And I would like for you guys to, be a little more gentle with yourself, okay? Your relationship with your body will change as you get to know who you are, and when you begin to recognize your authority a little bit more, you'll understand. It doesn't mean that it goes away. It means that you are able to support yourself better and to be able to navigate life with this finely tuned instrument, with a little more dignity. Sometimes that means not having any gas in the tank. That's what I got going on today. Yesterday was Saturdays are, days that we work on the homestead. It's like big homestead chore days, and we're doing a lot yesterday. But one of the things was building a new summer pig house. We're moving the pigs to the pasture. They need a little house, a little enclosure for that. And that process includes scavenging the homestead for materials to build said pig house, which was an adventure in and of itself because it's a 200-year-old homestead. And back in the 60s was when it like stopped being an active dairy farm. And it looks like everyone just set their tools down and left, and it hasn't been touched. And we're talking about like a 15,000 square foot barn. And if you've ever been on a homestead, there are like little resource piles everywhere of things that someone thought was valuable enough to hang on to. And so that's what we've found to build these pig pens. And so we're building it out of these rough hewn beams that we found, that 4 by like 3 by 4 beams. They're rough hewn, so they're not like set size or thickness, which is really cool, and that they have some of, the old nails in them, that were hand forged. Really cool. So, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't just building a pig house, it was crawling all over the homestead, to find the materials to do it as well. You're still working on how to not be super snappy to people around when you get tired like that? For me, it's been a combination of having healthier boundaries about what I expose my system to when I have no gas in the tank. And I know that if you are engaging or caught up in the big cappy pappy, you don't really have an option. You have to push yourself out of your limits and engage with people when your system is telling you no. But I don't. I minimize exposing my system in that way. Uh, yeah, it makes it to where I'm able to engage with my life in a way that I'm proud of. And I know that when I'm tapped, that's my body needs my attention more than whatever else. So, healthy. If you had a wish from a genie, you'd ask for a painless, healthy body. I hear you. I do. Uh, I have been clinically diagnosed with autism, ADHD, hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, uh, POTS. I have MCAS, so I'm allergic to everything, and I'm epileptic. And I get it. I would not. I wouldn't. I all of my body is absolutely perfectly designed for this incarnation that I'm living. And though, again, a lot of these things make it difficult to engage in like capitalism and the patriarchy, but it makes it to where um, it's like you're a screwdriver. You're like a motor powered screwdriver, but your whole life you've been told you're supposed to be a hammer and you suck at being a hammer, but you're a fucking like motorized screwdriver. You're a finely tuned instrument, but because you don't function like a hammer, you think you're broken. And yes, it's painful, right? I get it. I do. I really do. Uh, but having the opportunity and so many opportunities to show myself compassion, that creates opportunities for immense expansion toward connection, which is what my, like, goal is. Um, and if I were able-bodied, right? So, take away the finely tuned instrument stuff, right? If I were able-bodied with what I, like, know, I would be looking Nightmare. I would have gone villain, like super villain a long time ago. And I, like, in some ways, respect the checks and balances because, man, mm, unstoppable. I'm already unstoppable and limitless, but in a different way. Okay, this is the divination ceremony. Like, believe it or not. And we are asking specifically where our attention needs to be in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice. What I was just talking about creating a relationship with my physical body that is rooted in compassion, that is a facet of my relationship with my life. That's something that I've been working on for a long time. So that's what I'm talking about when I say, where does our attention need to be? Right? There's so many different facets of being an incarnated human. And we are seeking guidance on what facet is highlighted today. Okay. The way I do this is differently. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel today because, again, I don't have uh, like a lot of gas in the tank. So we're going to just do the thing. If you're like, oh, this is kind of cool and I kind of like the vibe, you can see how this usually goes if you watch the recordings of this divination ceremony that are posted not only within the app space that we created to connect and share information at community.brightanddark.org, but it's also posted all over our YouTube channel as well. Let's do this. I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths. Then I'm going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. And then I'm going to pull a couple of cards. Are we ready? I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. I'm going to do it in a way that we can do like a call and repeat. I don't have to, but I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self, to pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. Where does our attention need to be today to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? I know that I smudged my glasses because I fully put my thumb on it like moments ago. I was hoping that it was maybe on a part of the lens that would be like inconspicuous. That was not the case. All right. The Ace of Pentacles upright. Where does our attention need to be today? What facet of our relationship with our life? And this is the card we drew. I'm going to read directly from the card without influencing your initial interpretation of this. Are you ready? A cycle is about to begin anew. And since the Pentacles suit deals in all things material, this reset could present itself in the form of a new career, better health, or something in that vein. Whatever is coming will bring great abundance. Be sure that you are prepared to harvest the gift of the Pentacles once it arrives. I'm going to read the reverse of this. You may be looking at some difficult financial times ahead, or perhaps some elusive opportunities. Steer clear of any financial risks. Think carefully before jumping into anything, especially on prospects of monetary gain, as it may just be an illusion that could lead to your downfall. So you're brewing on that. We're all brewing on this together, okay? If your guide was using this card to communicate a facet of your relationship with your life that needs your attention, what would that be? It's gonna be a pokey one, guys. Just letting you know. Brace yourselves, cousins, because this is not all sunshine and rainbows. Okay. Okay. So this doesn't feel like a new message. I feel like I've said this in the last couple of months, at least a couple of times with this. Uh, this is about your relationship or understanding of what manifestation like is. A lot of times we're, you know, what what you have access to on social media about manifestation. I'm so sorry. For one, I'm so sorry. Because it's really confusing. It's really confusing. It's this like I don't know, colonized perspective of what it means to be like to receive abundance. It must be like granted by some divine favor. You must like beg of someone to like give you this thing. Anyway, okay. Manifestation, as I've come to know it, is an active. It's an act. It's a doing. It isn't some please. It isn't a wish that you make upon a star and then you just wake up and you've got whatever it is that you're wanting. There is a reason you don't have it already. There's a reason. Because if you were in alignment with your path authentically, you would have everything you need, everything. But you're not. You've got distortion going on. and you're confused about reality, right? So, all of that. And so, when you are like, you wake up in your American dream, right? You wake up, you're miserable. You've got this job that you don't like, but you're doing it because you have to pay bills so that you can pay for this and like you're doing the thing, right? And you're like, I want to manifest a life of freedom. I want to manifest a life of where I am the common one, living in the middle of the woods in a tiny house with your little like tiny farm, and that is what your dream is. Dream life, right? And so you do whatever manifestation spells you do for it, but you don't actually change anything about the way you're engaging with your life. What the fuck are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Right? If you are just that example, if you are wanting to live it with simplicity and freedom, but you have like a whole fucking key ring full of keys and responsibilities, you're not going to have freedom having that many responsibilities. You got to start letting go. You have to start clearing the way. If you're not doing that, then you're not doing manifestation. You're doing wishful thinking. Like, which is, I mean, sure, that's all well and good, but that's only going to take you so far if you're not actually embodying that work somehow. So, the reason I say this is if you're like, you know, um I hate the town I live in. I don't have any friends close. I don't want to be here anymore. Uh but you're not changing anything and some opportunity comes along. Hey, you have this opportunity to move to another city and start anew, but haven't done anything in your life to prepare to accept that abundance, that wish granting. You won't be able to do anything about it. You're locked in, right? So it's not just about the prosperity, it's preparing to receive the prosperity. How are you preparing to receive the prosperity? Whatever it is that you're wanting. Okay? So, and this is going to be different, like the path for this, the preparation is going to be different depending on what it is that you're wanting to do. If you want to be a famous artist, right? You feel it in your heart, like you're going to have these, like you're going to change the world with your art. But you are taking on a bunch of responsibilities that is not related to that at all, and you're not picking up the paintbrush or whatever, you can't receive that abundance if you don't make space for it. Okay. So now I'm going to feel into this. This, I know that might have sounded discouraging, but that's actually like keys to the kingdom, guys. Those are the like keys to the kingdom with regards to like manifestation work. It's about setting up a space for that to come in. And this drawing this Ace of Pentacles is saying, it's right there. It's here. All you have to do is be open to receiving it. Make a space for it. Right? Do you believe that? Do you believe that what you want in life can come to you? That you just have to make space for it? 'Cause if you don't believe that, then that makes perfect sense why you're not getting it, right? You're not making space for it. Okay, so now we gotta look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is, um, that is blocking our flow, that is influencing our ability to do this. Okay. The 5 of Pentacles. Guys, I can't make this shit up. I'm trying not to influence you. Okay, so here, this is the card that we drew. I'm going to read directly from this card. I am not changing the words. Okay. As I read this, um, ask yourself if your guides were using this card to tell you what you're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing your ability, your relationship with manifestation. This is the card. Times are hard, and you're experiencing serious financial strife. You may have lost your job, your home, or all sense of financial security. This has been a humbling blow to your ego, and you're feeling isolated. But you may need to swallow your pride and seek help. Support is out there. And the reversed, about the whole card. Rough times are coming to an end. Although you may feel like something is still out of place, know that there is light at the end of all this. Be thankful for the things you have and don't spend time focusing on the negatives. So, what does this feel like for you? It has an interesting flavor. Hello, Beast. Would you like to say hi? This is my familiar's best friend. And I'm pretty sure he's Fae. So be warned. Anyway, he was underneath my feet. So all of a sudden I felt this like fluff under my foot, under the desk. Mm. Oh. Okay. Have you heard of the scarcity mindset? If you don't know what that is, that's going to be a good Google uh research rabbit hole. You don't have to get all of your information from me. I don't need to be the guy to inform you on what that is. Um, when we have experienced trauma regarding things like security, financial security, um, having our needs met, when we've experienced trauma like losing a job unexpectedly or having a big financial obligation you didn't expect and it causing significant trouble, right? That you're having to navigate. Um, First of all, we are indoctrinated to experience a lot of shame when we go through any kind of financial struggle. So there's layers of shame and trauma and kind of abandonment, even that are wrapped up with and tangled up with our relationship with abundance. Right? When we've experienced that trauma and not actually processed the emotions and beliefs resulting from that trauma, we end up projecting it into our future so that we're always looking for that threat that we experienced before. But when you do that, you are taking your manifestation magnet and pointing it toward this, like, bringing opportunities for you to experience that trauma all over again. You are like a magnet. Your attention is like a magnet. And anything that you're looking at, that you're looking for, your brain is going to find it. It is very, very good at that. And you, once you've experienced that trauma, it's tuned into seeking, looking for a threat. And so the work that needs to be done is in um, compassion for yourself, right? I say that a lot, but it hits. Um, and help in getting through this scarcity mindset, this like this belief that uh, at any moment this terrible insecurity is going to happen again, and so you're always like saving and hoarding and all of that. That you constantly looking for a threat is what's keeping you from being able to see the opportunity because you are tuned to the threat, not to the opportunity. In fact, the opportunity is terrifying to you because of this trauma that you experienced. But that doesn't mean that you're broken. Your brain is so stretchy. This is neuroscience. This isn't woo woo stuff. Okay. This is just the way that our brains function. If you need help in processing that, you need to reach out and ask for like support in uh, helping you work through, the belief that at any moment something awful is going to hit. Right. That's one of the many, many reasons why we built the app so that we can actually have these conversations and we can seek support from witches all over the world. Uh, so that you can at least know that whatever you go through, at least you have someone to talk to, right? About it. You're not alone. Your guilt and shame over your insecurity about financial stuff is keeping you isolated. And it's completely unnecessary because all of us, like not all of us, but we're talking like 95% of us as neurodivergent magical practitioners get it. Like we are a very specific like part of the community and there's so many things that we have in common. We are not alone. You're not the only one. You're certainly not the last one. You're not the first one. It's going to be okay. Okay. So there, guys. I'm feeling into this to make sure that it's like, is that it? Is that all? Um, what I love, I've talked about this before. I love it when everything's my fault. I love it when things are my fault because if things are my fault, if I realize, oh shit, I've been doing this to myself this whole time. When I realize that, that's the most empowering thing in the whole world I do not get defensive when I find out something is my fault. I go right into reparations. Let's sweet. It's my fault. Let's fix this. Right? This is a it's your fault thing. You're doing this to yourself, not knowingly, and it's not a bad or wrong thing. This is you have all of the power in this. And that is really cool. That is really, really cool. I know it doesn't feel like that, but it is. Once you start working through it. Okay, that's it, cousins. That is it. If yeah, come to the app space that we created if you need support from witches who actually understand your lived experience and aren't going to over sensationalize this process we're talking about. Uh, Come on in. It's gonna be great. And don't just come in. Speak up. Come in and do something about it. Right? Don't just like linger and float there until we boot you for inactivity. Because this space is free and this space is public for witches that are actually wanting to utilize the resources that we are bringing. And we want to keep it free and public for as long as we possibly can. We don't charge you for it, but we are most definitely charged for that app space. And we're charged by how many members there are in there. And we're happy to support you, but you have to speak up. You have to speak up. You have to engage. And I'm not saying you have to sign up for any workshops or anything. I just mean you have to take your little typey fingers and like put your little perspective out there and see what happens, right? You can do this. It's so funny, but you can do this. You can do it. You have never met a community of more supportive witches than this. Witches that have done years and years and years of deconstruction and decolonization and anti-culting work in order to create this space for you to be able to explore your practice without someone telling you what to do with your life. Okay? Ugh. Come in and speak up. Be brave. Okay? All right. I'm going to go take care of my body. And I will see you tomorrow morning. We're going to do the same thing tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. No, Eastern Standard Time, because I have moved to the East Coast. That's fun. Hand on your heart. Let's take a deep breath and close out this working. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right. That's it, witches. Thank you, Amy, for reminding me. SAS. If you don't know what SAS is, the way to find out what SAS is to go to the app space because it's one of those free resources that we offer that is literally everything that you have ever asked for support when in a like witchcraft community. It's everything you ever asked for and it's right there and it's free and all you have to do is show the fuck up. That's it. You can even lurk. You don't even have to like participate if you're too scared, right? Show up. SAS. It's a spirituality and support symposium. All right. It's not someone telling you, preaching at you. telling you what to do with your life. It is witches from all over the world getting together and talking about their lived experience, getting advice. It's amazing. All right. Until then, if you can't be good at it. See you later. Bye.